Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Were imported, and I'm like off with a 16th or 1/8 of an inch where you can only close one door at a time. Both doors don't close together, and it's metal frame 1 3/4 doors. So we're trying to find a solution where we can pull back the door towards the legs, like try to get them closer to not have the 1/8 of an inch gap at the hinge sides to pair doors, so we have the gap in between.
Why don't you just bevel the doors?
The factory couldn't bevel them. Not all factories can bevel doors.
Why don't you just bevel them?
It's pre-finished. It's on the side.
Well,
they don't want to know about it.
All right. Well, then, do you remember that movie, that scene from the Blues Brothers when Jake and Elwood are sitting up in the Penguin's office, and Jake tells the Penguin, "Well, I guess you're up shit creek."
You think?
So, I mean, obviously, I would be beveling the doors and I'd be retouching up. Oh, you only have to bevel one. If it's clear coated, that should be easy. But if you can't modify the door at all in width, then there's really no way to squeeze more room out of this unless for some reason you have an excessive gap between the hinge jamb and the edge of the door, where you can cheat 3/32 out of it, which is what for sure you're going to need. And that, and even at that point.
I was thinking of like shimming the hinge towards the stop side on the frame, so it bends the hinge a little, like it keeps it so it pulls it back a drop.
I don't see how inserting a hinge anywhere is going to reduce the gap. It'll just serve to increase it to a certain extent. What's the gap between the doors and the hinge jamb?
So technically, I made the frame 46 1/3. The frame is 46 1/32 wide. Each door is 22 13/16 wide.
Yeah, that's the issue. Not on paper, you're too tight. That's the issue. You're slightly tight.
How is that?
Well, the problem, I understand it, is you want to open both doors simultaneously. And
right, together.
At the same time. So 13/16, so 3/16 times 2, you're dealing with a margin that's just
3/8 plus a 30 seconds. I have 3/8 plus a 30 seconds.
Yeah, so if you have an 1/8 of an inch between each hinge and the door, plus an 1/8 of an inch between the two doors, you don't have enough room to open two doors simultaneously when they are square edge. You're close, but you need at least another 16th. Now, if you can reduce the margin between the edge of the door and the hinge jamb by mortising it deeper slightly into the door, and cheat that 1/8 down to 1/16th, now you're going to have a 1/4 inch between the doors, which is very unsightly, but you should be able to open both doors simultaneously with square edges. But who opens two doors with that sort of precision every single time? It just doesn't happen.
But it's a closet, so they close it together. You're right that they're not opening together, but when they close it, they close both together. Again, I know it's not the end of the world.
How are you securing both leaves?
With the mat catch. I mean, they're having a mat catch.
Well, why don't you just tell them, close one door and then close the second door?
Yeah, but it's
you got enough room for
openings.
Well, I hear you. I mean, square edges is wrong on these doors. If you were going to do square edges, you need to do 3/4. You need to do 3/4 in the width.
My biggest mistake. I should have had the guts and make either a wider header or make the doors 3/4. It was the biggest mistake I did.
Well, I mean, yeah, but here's the thing. You got to go back to the client and say, here's what you need to do. You got two choices. The reason you made them 13/16 is so that the gap between the two doors is the same as on the hinge styles. Now,
Right.
if you needed to have this innate ability to close both doors with absolute machine precision so that the inside corners of the doors are coming in contact, the problem with that is you would have had to have prefit the doors even more, leaving an unsightly gap between the two doors. So everyone there just needs to have an in-service. Yeah, okay.
So his answer is the same as yours. Why didn't you make them beveled? I can't help you. I'm a door supplier.
I didn't say that. Yeah.
But you got me.
Oh, yeah.
This is the solution. You had to make them beveled, and if you didn't, figure it out. I'm the supplier. He's the customer. I need to figure it out. So one of the options you say is mortising out each hinge a little deeper.
Yeah, I mean, if you could cheat, if you could find yourself another 3/32 or so, that's going to, because you've got to be right close to it working at every time.
Question, do they make a skinnier hinge than 0.134? 4.5 inch?
No, not that I'm aware of.
They're not willing to do any labor, even to bevel. How do you bevel a door? With a sanding or planer?
I would use there's 2 ways that there's 3 ways that I would do it. I would use a Porter Cable porta-plane, which I own probably 3 of them. That's a hand tool. It's a power hand tool that's made for doing one job, and it's the job that you need to do. Number 2 is I would use a sliding table saw. Number 3, I would use a CNC router. But the porta-plane is what you would do.
Porta-plane, and it will make it bevel,
yeah.
or the blade makes it bevel. How? Let me see.
You've got an adjustable fence on there, and you set that to 3 degrees, and you just have at it.
Porta-plane. How do you call it?
Bear with me. I'll give you the part number. I just don't recall. I think it's 526, but hang on 1 second.
Porter Cable?
Yeah, it was definitely Porter Cable, and before that it was Rockwell. Nope.
It's a planer or the blades?
Bear with me. Yeah, so if you look online, it's a Porter Cable. The part number is 126.
Yep.
That tool is exquisitely meant for doing this job.
Okay. And we have to figure out how we do.
Now you might. Here's another idea. What if you tried to contact someone like Hager and have them make you hinges with 0 swag? Meaning, I'm sorry, not 0 swag, but increase the swag so that the margin between the leaves when parallel is less than a 16th. See if you can get Hager to bend you hinges or whomever, or when you put those leaves closed, they're literally touching each other. You could squeeze out nominally 1/8 of an inch.
Wow. There's no way, it's a little tough. I mean, I'm good with Quinlan from Hager. I buy from Hager direct. Wow. Bending the hinge on side is not an option, right? Right?
Not really. I mean, there are hinge tweakers that I stock actually the tools to physically bend the hinge, but the risk of damaging something is so severe that I would never recommend doing it.
I got to. Either they'll bend out the frame or they're going to break the door. They'll rip out the hinge from place.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, that's exactly the risk.
Yeah. Really, we need to focus really on one side. My other option would be giving him new doors just one side of the one side of the...
Well, you can tell them right now that's not happening, so new doors are not happening.
Yeah, but how is it not happening if I take responsibility on the job? It's my fault.
Well, you've got to take responsibility. You just got to, you got to do the work without replacing all the doors outright.
Right, but say I don't want to lose my pants, but I screwed up. I gave him doors not closing together. So he's pissed on me right now.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying, there would be somebody hired to do the work in the field to bring these to what they absolutely need to be. The planing the doors might be tough. You gotta do something. You either increase the gap between the two doors or you put a bevel. Did your PO to the door manufacturer indicate square edge or beveled? Obviously, square edge.
No, I knew. Of course, I ordered bevel. I'm always order bevel edge, but they cannot make it. So they were pretty confident that it's going to work. They screwed me up.
When did you find that out? Did they not notify you before the order was placed?
No, before that, I ordered these doors from China, and I knew they don't make beveled. The whole job has 35 3/4 inch doors on 3 openings, non-beveled. No, and it's working fine.
Yeah. On single doors, that's going to work all day long. Yeah.
Right, and the only problem is the smoke seal. Smoke seal is not the problem of using the triple fin or the bulb seal. I don't know if they can use
another
triple
problem.
fin.
The doors that you bought from China, are they actually smoke rated?
Yeah, sure. It has Werner Kersey labels.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, it's next level. Not only that, Rich, just break you the news, they cross me out. They sell direct to the clients.
Of course they did. Of course they will. I know. These people don't realize that the way business was done 100 years ago, you have manufacturer, you have wholesaler, you have distributor, and you have public. And that chain should never be interrupted. And when you do, you're done. It's bad. Right.
So they do, but so here we go. I'm a door guru, and I do know stuff, and I was very concerned about these 1316s, and they promised me, they told me, I have it on email, we do it all the time, square edge and 1316s on paired doors, and it works.
When they're beveled, yes.
Okay, it's going to be fine. So, not planing the door. Planing the door is one option, but that takes off the finish. But then the labor for planing the door might even be cheaper to bring me new door. It's not going to be cheaper, but definitely, whatever. I have to take this. We'll see. Why did I think that bringing the hinge, giving it a little more space to pull back the hinge towards if I shim a hinge from one side, only one side I'll shim. I'll use, let's say, a Down Joe item number HS050.
It's just not going to work. You've got 10 pounds of sausage in a 10-pound bag, except you're going with 10.1 pounds of sausage in a 10-pound bag. Putting any shim in there is only going to exacerbate the problem.
So why you say when bending the hinge it does work? Because bending will give it a little closer. Because
you're reducing the gap between the two hinge leaves. If you look at a BD1279 template, you'll see a 1/16 of an inch margin between the leaves.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, I'm going to call Hager right now. I really appreciate, Rich, your help. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, Mark Carmody is the guy over there. He's the...
I know Mike.
Mark's been there for decades.
Yep. Okay, thanks a million. I appreciate it. Rich will be in touch.
Don't forget my number, sir. Thank you.
No, Rich. I should send you my card. I wish your email is on your website.
It is, actually, upper right-hand corner.
You okay if I ever call you? Or I bought a couple times from your website, but I need stuff quick.
You get an unlimited path to call me in that case.
I appreciate it. I'm telling you, I really appreciate it. So from ABS, I bought a couple times hardware. Was it Allegiant stuff or whatever we bought? You know, you can't open with Allegiant, right? So, but whatever, we'll be in touch. Thanks a million.
Excellent.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.